Welcome to the Movie Matchmaker Podcast. I am your movie matchmaker, Jalen Williams, and host. Right across from me, the super producer, the woman behind it all, the Wizard of Oz, you may say. It's Jack.
The woman behind the man.
Right.
The woman in front of the man.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, guys.
The Movie Matchmaker Podcast is where we help people find movies they'll love at first sight. I just thought of that on the way over here, so I thought I'd use it as a tagline. Finally. All right. Well, let's get right into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, my next guest has the energy of Miss Frizzle, Willy Wonka, and the work ethic of Kobe Bryant and Steve Jobs. She's always been a ton of fun and taught me that you don't have to choose between having fun and working hard. She's got a bigger vinyl collection than most closets. Please welcome the quirky, the eccentric, the multifaceted, Andrea motherfucking Steele.
What? That's right. That's exactly how it shows up. Thanks, Jalen.
No problem. How's it going?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We're delighted to have you. It's been a I want to say a long time coming, obviously, but we've known each other for
Over
decade.
10 years.
Yeah, a decade now.
Mm-hmm. When you were just a wee lad.
Yeah, I was a wee lad. I was a big lad.
Yeah.
I used to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
It's good to have you on the program. Good to see you again after so long. And we'll jump right into it. So.
Yeah.
Before we get started with the interview and everything like that, of course, I love to go through some movie dates, which are essentially dates of movies releases that coincide with your birthday.
Oh, my goodness.
So we'll just go through a few, and then we'll talk about it, shoot the shit, see what you think.
Yeah.
Okay. So first movie, this actually dropped. You were born on a Friday.
I was born on a Thursday.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay.
Oh, no, maybe this dropped on a Thursday? I don't know. Did they do midnight releases? I don't know. Don't want me. Come on.
My bad.
We're still learning. Anywho, Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
It has not aged well.
No.
Have you watched it?
No. I know it from a few scenes.
You want me to spoil it?
I guess, sure.
There's basically a rape scene in it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not the greatest, but I mean the music that came out of it, that's really all that matters, right?
That's what I was more of leaning
That's really all that matters.
Is this the movie with Jamie Lee Curtis in it too?
No, she's not in that one.
Well, there's a movie, because I always see this clip online where
with John Travolta.
John Travolta is doing some type of jazzercise class, and Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. And I always wondered if that was the same movie, but I guess not.
It's not.
But BGs.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
There's only one left.
No.
There's only one BG left.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Barry.
That is so
I know.
So sad.
The lead singer of the Bee Gees, that's all that's left. They have a documentary out. It's really great.
I should look into that.
But I mean, every song on that soundtrack. I mean, didn't that set it all off?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the soundtrack to end all sound and begin all soundtracks. It's the best.
Oh, speaking of that, we actually will get to some of that later, because I did actually write some of those soundtracks down, because we had previously talked about that. And you bringing that up just made me think, oh man, did I bring the book that actually has all the soundtracks I had in it? But I did. So, okay. Well, not a great start to the movie dates, but we'll move on. So 12, December 9th, 1983, Scarface.
Okay.
That's a beloved movie. How about that?
Great. Go Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah. I've probably only seen this movie twice. But it's very fun to watch. Mm-hmm. Not sure how I feel about Al Pacino playing, what is he Cuban?
I think so.
Yeah, not sure how I feel about that.
Tony Montana.
Yeah.
Without the accent.
Tony Montana.
I won't do that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miami in the 80s. It's good times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never been. Next movie, 1988, Rain Man.
Oh wow.
What a movie.
Yeah.
I remember watching this when I was younger, and I had never really seen Tom Cruise in, I guess, like a more dramatic role.
Yeah.
But man, what a movie, one. But then two, it's really funny that I feel like there's so many pop culture references made about like Dustin Hoffman's character. They practically brought it up all the time in Tropic Thunder, and funny enough, Tom Cruise is in that movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what an excellent movie.
Lots of stuff that hasn't aged well in that movie. Also,
There's
that's my favorite line from that movie is, "Ray, did you fart, Ray?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you fucking fart?
That's the best. Yeah. I mean, was he the first neurodivergent character that we like really identified with? Might be.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'd say so for sure.
I mean, I was rooting for Ray for sure.
You got to root for Ray.
Yeah.
Next, December 14th, 1990, Edward Scissorhands.
Oh,
I thought I'd bring this up because I think that you might like this movie.
I do.
Tim Burton.
Yes.
Johnny Depp.
Yes.
Not a fan.
Probably,
myself.
yeah, that's probably the last movie. And I just said this maybe last week, that it's the last role that I ever liked him in.
Wow.
Was Edward Scissorhands. Yeah, I really kind of gave up on him after that.
I didn't really watch Pirates of the Caribbean. Wasn't that kind of guy. And then
now he's just like Jack Sparrow in Dior ads. Like, I feel like that's what it is. Right?
Yeah, I get it. I can't remember if I've seen any other. I didn't even watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I said no way.
No, thanks.
When I saw the preview, I said I'm not watching that.
I'm not sure if this is true, and I know this is going to be out in the public, but I heard that he made some disparaging remarks about Gene Wilder, and I was like, you don't do that. You don't do that about the original Willy Wonka.
I'm not sure if that movie bombed, but
I think it probably has its own fan base.
I mean, they have a new Willy Wonka because of it, maybe.
Yes.
Because that one didn't do so hot. Okay, so then the next movie I have for you, December 16th, 1994,
Wow.
or I actually have two. Well, we'll get to that. Dumb and Dumber.
That's my senior year of high school.
Yeah?
Yes.
Did you see Dumb and Dumber?
I absolutely did not.
No? Not a fan of Jim
Carrey? No, I was.
Okay.
I thought he was amazing on the show in Living Color. Like, I was a huge fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I was a busy girl in high school, so like going to movies and stuff just wasn't my jam.
Had a lot of extracurriculars?
I did so many.
Band, perhaps?
Too many things.
Some dance?
Yes. Not a band, but lots of dancing.
Okay, yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
I
Are
don't
you a
think
theater kid?
I was. Yeah.
Can't you tell?
Did theater.
Yeah, absolutely.
Theater in high school, student government. I worked. I don't know how I fit it all in, but I was also in ballet. So
That girl.
yeah, I did all that stuff. Yeah.
That's nice.
Wild.
I loved movies. I just didn't have time.
Who does?
Popped in a VHS every once in a while.
I actually missed a movie that maybe I'll come back to it. No, I'll stay up now. So actually, I did miss a movie. So in 1985, December
Yeah, you missed
13th, Clue. How funny is that?
Yeah.
This I didn't. Well, this is one of your favorite movies.
It is.
Which you brought up. Not one of mine.
No.
We'll talk about that later. I just
Forced to watch it over and over on repeat on a loop.
I just
Scared.
we'll get to it because I want you to maybe give some thoughts.
Okay.
But do you remember? Did you see this in theater? Did you?
Clue?
How did you come across this movie?
I obviously didn't see it in the movie theater. I think it's rated R.
No
way. It could be wrong, but my parents were not having that. Like, that was an adult movie at that point. So
it's pretty adult.
Was it PG?
It's pretty adult. Like now watching it, like,
not sure.
and I'm understanding what
Yeah.
like Professor Plum is all about,
Yeah.
and like
It is
Miss
PG.
Scarlet.
it was
but
PG.
but it is a murder mystery type
Yeah.
vibe. So I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a scary movie.
Yeah.
In my book, at least.
I don't even remember that. Maybe I saw it over at a friend's house for like a sleepover or something like that. We
You're
were all
like,
snuggled
"What is
up.
this?"
Yeah, I just loved it. I
Okay.
remember laughing harder than anyone else did. and everyone else was like a little spooked, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I was definitely spooked.
Yeah.
I was definitely spooked. I was definitely one of your friends for sure. So then we go to jump back to the 90s here. We have December 15th, 1997, Good Will Hunting.
Oh, saw it in the movie theater for sure.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that's the same year, if not like very close with Titanic, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was loving it.
It's a great movie.
So good.
Great start to Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's career. Not sure if this. I'm pretty sure this wasn't Robert Williams' first like serious role.
Oh no.
But definitely the first one that I think that I saw him in a serious. Well, I mean, is Hook serious? I mean, I wouldn't say this. I still haven't really rewatched that, but
see, I remember seeing Matt and Ben in the movie School Ties.
I've heard of this. Okay.
Yeah, and so when I saw that they were both going to be in, because they were HOT, right, in School Ties, so. And Brendan Fraser was in that one too, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to go see Good Will Hunting."
No.
Okay, I remember that
too.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Okay.
All the boys
I remember
in
that.
School Ties.
Yeah. That was like if I remember, I haven't watched it, but if I remember the synopsis correct, it's kind of like an elitist sort of thing. Like I think Brendan Fraser's like the
Jewish.
richer kid or something like that.
No, Brendan Fraser's the outsider Jewish kid that comes to play quarterback at like a Catholic school. It's a great film. Love it.
I have to drop it.
Yeah, love it.
I love Brendan Fraser.
I'm adding it to the list.
Do it.
Okay. Okay, so then next we have, I'm not sure if you've seen this, but this is definitely a movie that I remember. For Richer or Poorer, December 12th, 1997. Tim Allen, Kirstie Alley.
Oh, you said Tim Allen.
Oh.
So I'm out. Yeah, I couldn't get into that. Like no Home Improvement in my life, no Santa Claus, no none of that stuff.
Wow.
No, I couldn't do it.
Jackie put me onto the Santa Claus, to be honest. It was a pretty good movie.
But good holiday flicks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
This movie basically stars Tim Allen and Kirstie Alley. They're kind of like RP to Kirstie. They're basically a wealthy couple, and then their accountant kind of frauds them, and then they basically go on the run and they live with Amish people for like 2 weeks, tied out or something like that.
Shout out to the Mennonites.
Yeah, it was quirky. I just remember this one scene where I think Tim Allen like spills champagne on somebody's dress, and she's like, "You've ruined my Balenciaga." He's like, "What the hell's a Balenciaga?" And I thought I related to that so well just because I never knew what a Balenciaga was. So until now, well, not until now, but
got it.
Life. Yeah. Okay. So then next we have December 14th, 01, The Royal Tenenbaums.
Man, of course I went and saw that in the movie theater. Of course I did. But that was I think that was my very first Wes Anderson film I ever saw. So I had missed Rushmore, but I did eventually purchase it and I own it. But I love that. I love Royal Tenenbaums.
And
top
this,
10.
And this is
maybe
definitely
top 5.
This is a movie that a lot of people recommend me to watch when they talk to me about Wes Anderson, because I went to go see
Asteroid City
so
last year, and I just didn't get it.
That was the first Wes movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So that was I probably shouldn't have came into that one.
Okay. Yeah, it's very quirky.
We bought the Royal Tenenbaums too, so
you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks really good. I love
so Gene Hackman's one of my favorites. So
Gene Hackman
is in Royal Tenenbaums.
You love Gene Hackman?
I love Gene Hackman. I love his films, let's say that. Maybe not the man. I don't know Gene personally, but his films. I actually went on this quest to watch every single Gene Hackman film. I mean, you can't.
Have you seen Heist?
Yes.
I saw that. I'm not sure if Jackie remembers this, but we watched this because she likes heist movies. And
so do I.
I couldn't get into it. But I do like Gene Hackman and some other stuff.
But come on, Crimson Tide?
Never seen it.
Oh, dear.
He's in the Birdcage?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the
senator?
Yeah, he's the senator.
I love the Birdcage.
You do?
It's so good.
Yeah.
He's in Enemy of the State, The Replacements. good
French
movie.
Connection. Yeah,
There's him.
Gene's got some good ones.
Oh, French Connection.
He's also I think he went to college and grew up, like was really good friends with Dustin Hoffman. Like they were college roommates. So
Wow.
Crazy how
Yeah.
that works out.
I love those guys.
He was in Ants.
Ants.
Yeah. Gene's still kicking too. He's like what, 93 now?
No way he's 93.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a huge fan of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Get out of here.
Yeah, go Gene.
I didn't know. He was in Ants. Did this say
94.
He's
Wow.
94. There we go.
Man.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. But he retired like what, 30 years ago?
Hey,
That guy.
good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you. Enjoy the rest
Great
of your life.
career. Great
Yeah.
career.
Okay.
He read the whole backstory of him being in Tenenbaums because him and Wes Anderson apparently did not get along. Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Do a little
Yes.
deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
You think was this just like a casting choice from like the casting director to put him in it, or
I think Wes is weird. I think Gene is probably weirder. So
weirder?
you put those two people together, and it was probably just a hoot.
I would never take Gene Hackman as he strikes me as somebody who's on the same level as like a Tommy Lee Jones
Oh,
and like a Clint Eastwood almost, just
Okay.
like straight talk,
Articular.
very straight edge guys.
Okay.
Well, not. I mean, I guess they may have a whiskey or something like that, but just like straight shooters. I would say.
So I see he was in Twilight, and I wonder if his grandchildren forced him to do that one.
Maybe.
Gene Hackman.
Mm-hmm.
That's
No
crazy.
As Jack Ames?
And
In the first one?
no way.
Fun fact, I've never seen any of those.
Gene Hackman was not in. I feel like
On his IMDb?
no, the vampire Twilight.
It's a 1998.
Okay,
Oh.
let's.
That adds up.
I said no.
The original
way.
Twilight.
Yeah.
I said no way that man is in Twilight.
That's
No way he's in Twilight.
And not many people are talking about how great Ben Stiller is.
I love Ben Stiller.
He's in Royal Tenenbaums, and it's
Yep.
probably my favorite role of his.
Ben
It's
Stiller
so good.
is such a fantastic I don't want to call him a comedian, but just a comedy actor. And I'm not. I don't even think this is a comedy movie, but
Royal?
is it?
It totally is.
Yeah?
Oh, yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm just
Danny Glover's in it, too. It's so
Danny
good. Come on,
Glover.
y'all. It's so good. Go home and watch it today.
Maybe I will.
What's wrong with us? My
Maybe I
goodness.
won't. Maybe I will. I got a long list of movies that
I bet.
I should have been
you
watching
could just
by now.
spend all day.
Yeah.
I get it.
And okay, so then next movie I have for you. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. Million Dollar
Good
Baby.
film, yeah.
Or I said $1 Million Baby.
Yeah.
$1 Million Baby.
Yes.
In 2004.
Seen that.
That's
Did not see it in the movies, but
No, I haven't either. I don't think I've actually even seen it. I just thought it might be interesting to bring up, just as it's a cool movie surrounding your birthday. I feel like a lot of these movies, I feel like you would see more Christmas movies around this time, which I actually
get released a month before, though.
yeah.
All
yeah.
of these, all of the Oscar contenders were always getting released because the date for consideration is December 25th. So in order to be considered for the Oscars, you have to release your movie by Christmas Day. And so a lot of really great movies always come out in December, or, previously had come out in December.
Have you seen Saltburn?
Yes.
Wow. I think that was released in December. If
Yeah.
don't fact check me because it probably wasn't.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure. I'm almost certain that it was released around that time. Because
November 2023.
see,
Yeah, you got to get your film out before December 25 if you want it to be in contention. For
maybe
the
they
Oscars.
do that
Academy
just so
Awards,
it's in
excuse me.
a recency sort of thing. Because I feel like a lot of good movies come out over the course of the year.
Sure.
Like spring is a really good time for movies because some blockbusters are good, obviously, but a lot of underrated movies come out in this March, April, May sort of time. So,
Agreed.
but
And then you got the
hardly
summer
ever see-
blockbuster.
Yeah, but you
And
never
then-
really hear about any. You don't hear about those being those Oscar contenders. It's always and I mean even now Oppenheimer released in July, and then everything after that Poor Things I think came out during that time. American Fiction, Saltburn, yeah, all of those were in that sort of Oscar contention. So I guess they have a formula down for that. I didn't even. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hit my knee. I didn't even know that. Food for thought for sure. All right. next movie, I chose this one specifically because you're a dance lover.
Yeah.
You love a good musical.
I do.
The Producers.
Yay.
On your birthday in 2005.
Yes, Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
Nathan Lane.
Yeah. And,
So good.
Nathan Lane was in The Birdcage as well. He also was in, what was that movie we just saw that we didn't like? Dick's the Musical. Don't see that if you have.
Okay.
It's not very good. It's not in my opinion, but I mean, maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I just thought it was all over the place. I think it was trying to be shocking for the sake of being shocking, and it was also a musical, but it just, I don't know, it missed the mark for me. Kind of a dumb story too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I had just given birth, so I don't think I saw that in the movies.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Shout outs to your son.
Yeah. What a great guy. Love that guy.
Okay, so then the last two movies I have for you. 2011, Sherlock Holmes 2.
Oh, love a sequel.
Man.
Only seen the first one though.
Oh no. Oh man. So first of all, this is I love Sherlock Holmes. I
love Robert Downey Jr.
And Robert
Jude
Downey Jr. It's a match made in heaven with this too.
Mm-hmm.
And if you loved the first one, the second one I think is much better just because they use his arch nemesis Moriarty in this one.
Oh.
And so it has more of like a clash of the mind sort of thing going on, and it's well directed. It's really fun. It's got a lot of good humor in it, just a lot of Sherlock-y stuff going on. So,
yes.
If you have the time,
okay,
check it out.
Thanks.
Very
I
good.
will. I absolutely will. On your recommendation.
Why not? And then the next movie, the last movie, I haven't seen this yet. People are going to be upset about that. But Avatar: The Way of Water.
No, I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
Do I have 3.5 hours to spare?
Over the course of like a weekend, maybe.
Yeah, it's just
just take it in chunks.
Yeah.
it's a long watch.
Yeah,
it's a long watch. The last long movie, the last like 3+. Oh, I guess not the last or. The last 3+ hour movie I watched was Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, I can't get through it yet. I'm not through it.
It was a long while, and I was in theater.
I wish I was at home for that.
Yeah,
so I could pause it.
Yeah,
that was a long.
I mean, Oppenheimer's 3 hours, right?
But it's an entertaining 3 hours.
It's good.
When you don't feel the 3 hours, that's way different.
Yeah, and
the music, the production, Chris Nolan,
it's just
perfect in every way.
Yeah, I just don't know what about this movie was just like, can we just get on with it, please?
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, it was just, and I like Martin Scorsese movies. Don't get me wrong. And I thought everybody did a fine job. It's just like the pacing was just so slow. Like they had great parts. Don't get me wrong, but like towards the end, it just like you could just.
I am looking forward to watching it beginning to end at some point. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe this year. Maybe next year.
It's not imminent though. It's not in my immediate future.
It's a long movie.
Yeah.
I get why. All right. So let's get through the questionnaire.
Yeah.
So as you all know, I send a questionnaire to every guest that I ask to be on the show. And this may or may not have some theory? I'm blanking on the word here. Some context? It's like some help in helping me pick the movie, I guess.
Okay, it informs.
Informs,
yeah.
Why was I? Oh my goodness.
The questionnaire helps inform.
Yeah, it helps
match,
inform
my
me.
movie
Yeah,
match.
it helps me. It guides me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Helps me go this way. Helps me go that way. Helps me notice things. So let's get into it. So, asked you about a memorable childhood memory for movies. And you say you didn't really have a ton, but you did mention that you saw or that you were made to watch.
Yes.
Sorry, I want to get that right. Made to watch The Poltergeist at age 6. Had nightmares for 6 months.
I mean, I have a lot of great memories with movies.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of, but that's the most memorable.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the most memorable like movie memory that I have that I will never forget. Like sitting in my living room and the whole family is watching Poltergeist and I am bawling my eyes out. I don't want to watch it. I'm scared to death. I can't move. I'm sitting. I was petrified.
Have you ever gone back to rewatch it at all?
I have.
And
it's just as scary today, and like, of course, I feel a little triggered.
yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, and like Carol Ann isn't around anymore. I think she, R.I.P. Carol Ann, who I'm not sure who the actress is who played Carol Ann, but she's a little girl in the film, and I was a little girl at the same time, like literally had the same haircut.
Oh, okay.
And Carol Ann is getting. Like, she gets sucked into the television.
Okay, so this is more. So this could almost be like a like an embodiment, almost like you feel like you are her. So okay, yeah.
It was, so, and my brother is like made fun of me forever about the movie, and I had nightmares for 6 months. I could not sleep in my own bed. I couldn't be alone in the living room with the television.
Oh my goodness.
And forget swimming pools, forget it. Like I couldn't even go near any of that stuff. I was 6. I think I was 6 years old.
We share like the same fate when it comes to. I mean, yours was actually a horror movie, so I guess it's not exactly the same. But you know, to my adolescent mind, you know, people getting murdered in a mansion.
Yeah.
When I'm talking about Clue, of course.
Yeah.
Just as scary. And my grandparents lived in like this old Victorian house. I wish I had a picture of it. But like, I mean, from the outside, you probably be like, oh, that's not that scary. But like, it was creepy. It was a creepy house. And anybody who's lived there, any of my family, they'll attest to it. It was a creepy house.
Probably had some creaks.
Oh man, they had a basement too. It's just and then what would often happen is that like. My aunt would babysit us, and she's probably like, she's what, like 11 years older than me. So it's like my aunt, my other aunt, my brother, me, and then my 2 younger sisters. And we would watch this movie and then go say like, hey, who wants to play hide and seek? What?
That's
not
house?
fun. No, right.
Yeah.
And like half the time I'm neurotic. I'm just like, I don't think I'm going to play. I'm just going to sit in the living room in the dark and just like not play. But then sometimes I play and then I'm like, maybe I can just tough it out. And then I'm the person who has to seek. I'm not doing it. I've definitely had nightmares about that movie for sure. So traumatizing.
I don't think I went back to see Poltergeist until I was a grown-ass adult, though.
Oh, definitely.
I left it alone.
Yeah, I didn't watch Clue till last year. Wow. That's how long it's been for me. I said no. Every chance I got, I was like maybe later, and then I was like, you know, I'm just gonna watch it. I've seen it enough, and even still to this day, some parts of that movie just like get my heart racing for no reason. It's not like they don't even show killing in the movie. That's what's even crazier about it. It's like it's just I guess it's just my imagination. Thinking about like, oh man, this guy's really getting hit over the head with a wrench or something like that. It's terrifying. Some of the other movies you mentioned, you vividly remember seeing Batman.
Yes.
Why do I keep wanting to say the Tim Burton Batman?
It was
Tim Burton, right?
The
Okay.
1988, 1989.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I do think I specifically mentioned with fond memory the silver station wagon that I saw it in.
Oh, in the drive-in.
The Buick.
I wish I would have gone to more drive-ins. I used to go to more drive-ins like 2016 to the one that was by Texas Station.
Yeah, still
I think
there.
It is. And they have a special where you can watch 2 movies for like $3 or something like that, or some crazy low price. And I've seen a few good movies there. Kubo and the String, animated movie, pretty good. And then I don't remember the name of this other movie, but the guy was like blind and he was like a killer or something like that. Pretty sick. Love a drive-in. Gotta have a drive-in.
Yeah.
And I thought that this was also kind of cool because this kind of lines up with some of my childhood movie memories, because I went to go see The Dark Knight in theater, and man, what a movie!
Yeah,
it's kind of funny how some of those like how your childhood is lining up with my childhood, even though like it's impossible for us to have had that happen. So,
Yeah.
And then you, I want to talk about this. You said that you were angry at The Little Mermaid and you thought Ariel was dumb. What's up with that?
I just it was such a moment in Disney history. I mean, The Little Mermaid is really what started it all off, right? That modern Disney era of animation.
Yeah.
So when The Little Mermaid came out, everyone was like really excited about it. And I was just like, why would you leave the sea? Like you have
wants to explore.
You have everything that you need down here, like with your family, and like I would rather be in the sea than like I just did not identify with her at all. Like going out and like she couldn't even talk. She couldn't talk.
It's a price to pay for sure.
Yeah, and I hadn't read the Hans Christian Andersen story, so I didn't know that it had been adapted and that it wasn't the real way that it ended.
As Disney movies often are.
I just remember thinking that Ursula was really rad.
Ursula was cool.
Yep.
Ursula was very cool. I thought you would maybe think, or I mean, I guess you kind of brought it up that you thought she was dumb for giving up her voice, because I thought that was dumb. I had actually never seen the animated version. I went to see the live action last year, and I was just like, I mean, I get it. It's just like, you're going to the land, you can't talk. What do you? But I think that just based on, you just kind of get like a wanderlust. You're like, oh, what's up there? What are they doing up there?
Yeah.
They smell bread, maybe.
But like giving it all up on a whim and like a.
Well, she's young too. That's often what young people.
I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, as someone who was supposed to be like basically the same age as Ariel at that point, I was like, what?
You're like, check your privilege, Ariel.
What are you doing?
You're like a princess, right?
Yeah, right.
What are you doing? Just stay in the sea.
That's so funny. Okay. And then you listed your favorite movie as Clue.
Yeah.
We already kind of discussed how that gave me nightmares. This is a cult classic movie.
Yes.
I suggest that a lot of people should watch this just because, and this is actually what I want to talk to you about previously, because this isn't, Jackie actually said, she was like, this is one of your favorite movies. I was like, by force? You know what I mean? Like, it's not really my favorite because I like it. I mean, I guess I kind of like it, but like, it's not mine because it's not my favorite movie because I chose it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of my favorite just because it's in my past.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can I have a favorite movie that like traumatized me? Is this like a Nightingale syndrome or something like that? Where
possibly.
Like,
you overcame Clue and you can now enjoy it, maybe?
A little. I can quote this movie like front to back.
Same.
Like there's so many quotables within my own family that we just enjoy, or whenever someone says, to make a long story short, in my head I go, too late. Or it's I don't know. I just don't know if I can call it a favorite. It's like a family favorite, but not like, if they asked me to watch it again, I would, but like I wouldn't. I'd even own it on DVD, so maybe it is. So I don't know.
Do you know? I mean, I don't know of another movie that's been made from a board game. It's so unique.
Jumanji?
Oh, there you go.
Well, was Jumanji, which came first though? Because did Jumanji come first or did the movie come first? Because I think the movie came before the game.
I mean, it's based on a game. Like the movie's based on the game in the movie.
I don't know if that's a real board game.
Huh.
Look it up.
They might have made
I'm
it
curious.
into a board game after the movie. Oh, that's a good call.
Because we were in Target and we saw a board game of Jumanji. I was like, should we get it? She's like, absolutely not. I'm just like, I think we should play it, to be honest. I mean, you got to figure out what it's actually about, because like, do we really it's kind of like Chutes and Ladders almost, I feel like, or maybe like a Candyland. I don't know.
It says both the movie and the game revolve around the picture book, which was written by Chris Van Allsburg.
Oh, he's
Wow.
the Caldecott winning author.
It's a book. It's always a book, isn't it, with movies? Is there ever a movie that's just like made out of pure
I'm surprised
fiction?
though, because usually the book lovers come out like the book is way better than the movie. You don't even know.
What's a picture book? Is it like one of those flippy ones?
That's what I think. Yeah,
It's a children's book.
I love a flippy book.
Yeah,
Just something that pops out at you. Love a flippy book.
but I love the board game Clue. I love it. Am I very good at it? No.
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm good at it, to be honest. Because
Do I play dirty? Yes.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a strategy game, but like so is.
Oh, you're not giving everybody like all the. Of course, I mean
Yeah.
that's what you're supposed to do.
I play
That's
dirty.
Yeah, I don't like. I think my problem is that I was playing it oh yeah, here's all my
Yeah,
stuff.
let me show you all of the things that I have.
Yeah,
No way.
Yeah, and I played with my mom. She'd kill me, and I honestly don't know if I'm good at Clue to this day. I should probably get a copy of that.
Yeah.
Figure out if I'm a decent detective.
There's a really great podcast, the Stuff You Should Know podcast with Chuck and someone else.
I've heard
Okay.
of this.
Yeah, Stuff You Should Know. They just did a whole episode on Clue, and it was great.
The
like
game?
history,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
all of it. Yeah, it's great.
You know what?
Chuck and Josh.
I was in Zia Records, and they have quite a few like editions of Clue the game. They have like a Friends version. They had I think like a Toy Story version of it. I was like, what is going on here? I didn't know they even had like these different iterations of it like that. I might have to purchase one of those board games.
But Clue the movie is like a choose your own adventure, which I love. I mean, I don't know that there has ever been another movie like that where there are multiple endings.
Yeah, and you know what? I remember.
That's the fun of all of it.
Yeah, and I always thought it ended like the last way where Mr. Green shot Mr. Body in the hallway. That's how I thought it always ended. I just thought those other, not knowing that there were alternate endings released in theaters for everyone, and then they like kind of that's kind of actually kind of clever for everybody like to
Such
get
good
buzz about it.
marketing.
It's so good.
But people did not like that at the time because they were so confused about it, or at least, and that's what kind of makes it a cult classic is that no one liked it at its release, but like people love it now,
Yes.
You would be confused too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you
I
talking
mean,
to your friend?
you're like, what movie did you see?
What are you talking about?
You're like, Mrs. Peacock didn't do it. Are
Can't
you
Google
kidding
it
me?
back then.
Right. But yeah, it's a delightful movie to be honest. Like,
It is.
There's so many. Tim Curry's great.
Yep. Madeline Kahn.
Yeah, she's great. R.I.P. to her.
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd.
Wow. I couldn't believe Christopher Lloyd was in this movie.
It's just you and me.
He just
Honey Bunch.
It is dark in the attic, and I am scared of the dark. Will anyone go with me? I will. No, thank you.
Mr. Green.
Yeah. And you know what's so funny is that I didn't know that Mr. Green, if you ever watch Better Call Saul,
Oh yeah.
he is Saul's brother.
Yeah.
Because I looked at his face, I was like, this man's face looks really familiar. And I was like, wow, he's Mr. Green.
Yes.
Wow.
So many hits.
Wow.
Just everyone in the movie is so good.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yep.
It's an excellent movie. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it.
Such a great ensemble cast.
Yeah.
And to get that many actors together in the 80s that had that much, I mean, that was probably really hard to do at that time.
Yeah.
So.
And Tim Curry carries in this movie. Absolutely.
And Howard Hessman, shout out to Howard Hessman who comes in at the end. And I loved him from.
Is he the FBI guy?
Yes. He comes in at the end and.
J. Edgar Hoover.
Yes. So good. So good.
Oh man.
I watch Clue like 5 times a year.
I should probably watch it more and then just like send a few random texts to my aunts because they. Oh man, we could honestly quote that movie from beginning to end. It's such a good watch.
We don't have to get into it, but close second, Weird Science.
Never seen Weird Science.
So good. All the John Hughes.
I love John Hughes.
Yeah.
And there's actually speaking of John Hughes, this is actually funny. So today is 40 years to the day that
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, Breakfast
Detention Day.
Yeah, it's Detention Day.
I know.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I set it as a reminder on my phone.
Wow. That's awesome. I really, you know what, I remember watching that movie and I was like, wow, this movie's really good. And that song at the end is such like, and we're gonna get into the songs movies thing, but like, what a song that just like connects to the movie so well. What do you know if that was written for the movie at all? Because
No.
it kind of feels like it.
I don't think so. I mean, the band is Simple Minds,
Oh.
and they were already pretty big. They're a British band, so maybe they're a British band.
Didn't sound British.
Yeah.
I mean, but what British artist sounds British when they're singing?
So good.
Yeah. Awesome
so
movie.
good.
And then you said, I thought this was kind of funny. The worst movie you ever saw
God.
was The Room.
Oh, so bad. So the movie that they made about Tommy Wiseau,
The Disaster Artist?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Loved that. But The Room, come on, dude.
I thought it was really funny that your favorite and worst movie are cult classics. What gives?
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen The Room.
Mm-hmm.
I only quote it just because I'm a child of the internet, so a lot of the references I have are just based on that. And like sometimes when me and my friends are like arguing, I'll go, "You're tearing us apart, Lisa," or just like, "Oh, hi, Mark."
Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah, that's a good one. But
I've never seen it. It's just like I probably should watch it, to be honest.
I've never walked out of a movie. Like, fun fact, I've never walked out of a theater because a movie was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I paid money to see it. I've never asked for my money back.
And this one you did?
No,
Oh.
no, I'm just saying, like, no, I did not go see The Room in the theater. Come on. No.
You know what? That's how we kind of felt about this new Ghostbusters movie we just saw. Like it was not. I mean, it wasn't. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but like I could have walked out if I really felt like it. But I just had to see it through. You know, maybe they'll.
The trailer was so good.
Yeah, it was
Paul
good.
Rudd.
Yeah, Paul Rudd's killing it, man. He's good in the movie. And have you seen the Ghostbusters Afterlife?
Mm-mm.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Like that one had a lot of heart, but this one is void of passion. All right.
Or surprise. No?
Yeah. Very predictable. Like we're just calling it. Like we're calling out lines. We're calling out what's going to happen. That's not my favorite experience. When I'm right, when I'm predicting a movie and I'm right, it never goes good. All right. So then, your favorite genre, heist movies.
Yeah.
And I guess the movie that I actually chose for you to watch it's not really a heist movie, but it's kind of like a heist movie. What happens after the heist kind of movie.
Yeah.
And then you also put biopics.
Yes.
I couldn't, for the life of me, think of any biopics that I could recommend to you that you probably already haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably seen Rocket Man.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen Ray, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen Bohemian Rhapsody, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I myself don't have a lot of knowledge on biopics, but I just couldn't think of one that I would be able to present to you that would be like, oh yeah, you haven't seen this, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And then I even went as far, or with the heist movies, I was like, oh man, what heist movie I'm going to recommend? I was like, maybe I'll go with Soderbergh because I know you like Ocean's movies.
I just watched those all last week.
Oh, so good, so good.
So good.
I don't even think I have that trilogy, but I definitely need it. And we'll
Just
get,
1 and 2. Like I think I can do without number 3, but I'll still watch it.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's certainly not the best.
Yeah.
But you know, can you beat Matt Damon and
But
Brad
Ocean's
Pitt
11.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's a great movie.
It's so good.
Great movie. So glad that.
And
I
thinking
got the
back
opportunity
to it,
watch
I think that may have been like the first movie that I bought on DVD.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think that was the first DVD that I actually bought. And that was like
Wow.
2001.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's an excellent movie.
Because I had one of those TVs that had like a DVD player built
Built
into
in.
it.
Those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
spent
rad.
so much money on that thing. But I was like, I'm going to buy all the DVDs now. And I did.
And now,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. We have like 300 or 200 movies now.
Yes.
Racking up the debt.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I just added my like 1200th record.
Wait,
my
the
goodness.
vinyl?
Yeah.
1200.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was not joking. She has a vinyl collection bigger than most closets.
It's
That is
great.
insane. 1,200?
There's 1200 records now.
Are they like alphabetized?
Yes, and your audiophiles will they'll argue with you about how they organize their music, and some like to do it by genre, but some like to do it alphabetically, and I do it alphabetically, and then within each artist, they are arranged by release date. So,
Oh man.
yes.
Oh my goodness.
That's insane.
That's next level
Yes.
categorization.
Because if I'm looking for Janet Jackson, I know I'm going to go right to the front for Control, right? Going to go right to the front.
That's smart. Maybe I should reorganize my collection.
Yeah.
That's smart. Okay. Well, what was I saying? Was I saying something about heist movies? Yes, I was.
It's a good genre.
Yeah, it's a fantastic genre. Can't get enough heist movies. Don't know if I've seen any heist movies lately that just like that. Where I'm surprised, like Ocean's 11. But I think I was going to recommend Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves, which is kind of a heist movie, but not really. It's got some heist elements to it, but
Okay.
I went against it, obviously. And then when you told me you had saw Logan Lucky, I said, well, I can't recommend anything now. It's like,
Well, I think, aside from the Ocean's movies, like Den of Thieves all day.
I did not like wait, is Den of Thieves the one with Ice Cube's son, right?
Yes.
I just didn't. I don't know why. I did not like the ending.
Yeah.
I was like, what? it felt kind of forced to me, at least from what I can remember. I haven't seen it in probably like 5 years.
I loved it.
But like, because does this have Gerard Butler in it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I remember this Gerard Butler. I just remember not liking the end.
Yeah.
But Oceans.
Yeah. Heat. It's the ultimate heist
I
movie.
could not finish Heat. What is it? Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. Point Break.
Yeah, Point Break.
Yes. Great movie.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
Oh, R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Patrick Swayze, of course.
What a guy.
What other heist movie was I thinking? Well, I just couldn't think of anyone that I would think would be at the caliber that we needed to be at, you know?
Red
like,
Notice.
Stop it.
It's pretty good.
No, you liked Red Notice?
Yeah.
No.
That's Helen Mirren, right?
Oh, no. You're thinking of...
Oh, that's Red.
That's Red.
Oh. Okay.
Red Notice is The Rock.
Forget it.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, no. Forget it.
Yeah.
No, and
Not a
like
fan of The Rock?
Gal Gadot, right?
Yeah.
No. Nope. I had to turn that one off.
It was bad.
I turned it off.
It was bad.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to watch any movies with The Rock as a lead anymore.
Except that, what's that one where he plays a nerd when he's little? That one was pretty good.
A nerd. Oh, the one with Kevin Hart.
Yes, I loved that one.
I know which one you're talking about. I can see the poster. It's like in yellow and stuff.
Central Intelligence?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
That one was okay.
Something about The Rock now. It's just like
Jackie with the quick fingers. Thanks.
Yeah, she's really great.
Mm-hmm.
A resetter. But I don't know. Red Notice was bad. And then there's a new heist movie, Lift, with Kevin Hart in it. Also on Netflix, but I don't think I'm even gonna get close to watching that just because I don't feel it. I don't feel it. All right. So then you moved. So we're going to move on to your least favorite genre, of course, horror.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that it's your least favorite, but I just want to know: do you watch any other horror movies since then? Have you?
So
what have you dabbled in, if anything?
I think the last horror film I went and saw in the theater was the Blair Witch Project.
Whoa.
And I almost peed my pants. I cried. I was so scared. I was on a date, I believe. It was a big deal because there was a lot of hype, and this is like before internet.
Yeah,
right?
I remember that. Yeah.
I
don't remember the movie.
internet was starting to just become a thing, and it was like, is this real?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was wondering if the Blair Witch Project was like actually real.
Yeah.
So it was really frightening. It was really scary, and then to find out that it was all just a fugazi is like, huh?
So upsetting.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny because they kind of redid that with because I remember vividly when Paranormal Activity. I didn't watch it in theater, but I just remember the hype around that because
No interest in those films.
It was very similar. Like people were wondering if it was real. People were wondering what's happening, and like
what's that whole series where everyone just gets offed? Like it's a whole series of
Saw.
Well, those two, but it's like Destination.
Oh, Final Destination.
Oh, forget it.
Oh man,
no,
you've never watched one, or
none of them. No,
Can't Andrea, you have to just.
I don't. I actually don't.
Please.
I think about those movies years later.
And, you know what? And
see,
and you're right. Like it is traumatizing because
even the trailers. I'm like, why did I have to see that?
I don't like horror movies either.
Yeah,
so I remember watching the first one, and man, I was definitely afraid of that one too. But it's such a great premise for a horror movie because it's not like the killer is never seen. It's just like, it's always, coincidence, hit by a bus. Coincidence, trips and dies.
Impaled by like rebar.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to see any of that. I don't want to see that.
At least watch the first and the second one.
Okay, it's the same reason why I have never seen Game of Thrones because I'm just not into the gore. I can't watch people get tortured and murdered and limbs cut off and fingers. I can't watch that stuff. I'm just a little sensitive with the nervous system.
I get it. I get
sensitive.
I got you.
No, because I mean, watching any of the Final Destination movies or any like horror movie or really any movie where somebody dies in a sudden way. That definitely gets like I feel maybe my nerves have like a history because like I can like even feel that now. I'm just like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't like that fight or flight response. Like when I'm supposed to be enjoying something, people get off on that. I get it. It's the same like roller coaster response, I guess. But I just am not.
I'm not an adrenaline chaser. I think that's how I describe it.
Would you skydive?
Damn, no. No, absolutely not. No bungee jumping. No jumping from large buildings. No. None of that stuff.
You're cool on the ground.
Yeah, I'm really good with gravity.
Yeah, I don't like Ferris wheels, so that's my thing. Yeah. Okay, well, I knew it was your least favorite, but I just thought like maybe you've seen Scream or maybe
I've seen a lot of movies. Yeah, I mean, just with a friend group or like this is what we're going to see, and so I'm like, okay, and I just deal with it, but I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, I get that. Okay.
I'm a good friend.
Very supportive.
Yes.
Next question was, why do you like movies, of course? And you mentioned storytelling. And I wanted to get your opinion on what movie has the best storytelling, in your opinion. Do you have a movie that just, when you think about storytelling or something that just wraps it up beautifully in a bow, is there anything that comes to mind for you with that?
I do enjoy I loved Unfinished Business, and I love, like, for some people that's like it's not a great movie going experience for them when everything isn't wrapped up in a bow at the end. And I think the best representation of that is Inception, where you don't know. Man. You have no idea at the end of that film whether he's there or he's not.
Yeah.
You have no idea. And then you walk out to the car with whoever you saw it with, and that's all you can talk about. And that's what I love about movies is that afterwards part where you get to talk about it and you share the experience that you had during that movie and what you think happened.
Absolutely. That's why I'm here right now.
Yeah.
That's exactly why why we do this podcast. It's just like, it's those movies, like even Saltburn. Like I've been talking about that with Jackie and my friends for weeks on end. Just like, I'm like, how? I'm like, do you think he like knew? And like what was his? I'm like, I was blown away.
Yes. That's expert writing.
Yeah.
And that is just someone's amazing imagination.
Yeah.
That we get to bear witness to, that I love. That's what's so great about storytelling.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. And when you have like those endings, or like even with Inception, like, and this is probably the fourth. I'm on a roll, honestly. I think I've talked about Inception on every episode so far. So, but I was blown away by that ending, and
Yes.
I rewatched it right then and there just to like rewatch that part, like to see if I could see it wobble or anything, you know, like
Yeah.
And that's a great storytelling movie.
Yeah.
I'm really blanking on others that like just had me like wanting to talk about it the instant I saw it, but
A Parasite was a little bit like that.
haven't seen Parasite.
Parasite was a little bit like that.
I gotta watch that. It's been far too long.
Yeah.
I've heard so many great things about it, and
It's really good.
I think I was mostly like dreading watching it because I would have to like I would have to read it, but like or read while I watch it. But like that's not really an excuse either because I do that with a lot of films. I saw. Have you seen Godzilla -1?
I've seen all of the Godzilla films, but I haven't seen that one yet.
You have to see this movie.
I love Godzilla.
You have to see this movie because I mean, what a story. Oh.
It's completely different.
Yeah, it's not like the American Godzilla.
Okay.
Where, you know, he's just destroying stuff and, you know, there's some American scientists like, he's cool, he's on our side. But this one's more based in it might have even been like a little after World War II. But man, great storytelling movie. I cried. That's how good it was.
Christopher Nolan loves this movie, by the way.
He loves the Godzilla movie?
Yeah, he loves this movie.
Godzilla -1.
That's great to know.
See it at your first. This is what I'm going to recommend this movie versus that Sherlock Holmes 2 movie. You can see that anytime.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
this
I
movie-
think like Paul Thomas Anderson tells really great stories. Boogie Nights is one of the greatest
man.
stories.
What a strange ride that movie was.
So good, just the character arcs and the convergence of all of the characters and you know, stories happening in different parts. Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino does this a lot. Like all of the different storylines converging into one. Like that is a good movie.
I hated the way Pulp Fiction was told, but I respect what it is.
It was the first of its kind. Like it was so out there.
I shouldn't have watched it at the, you know, like, man, that's a movie that I need to get into, like deep into, like once I understand movies kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't get it. Like I'm like, so
man.
I'm like, did John Travolta die or not? Or I'm like,
I was barely old enough to see that movie in the theater, but I did, and it also had an accompanying soundtrack that everyone was just crazy for also.
Yeah.
So it was a real culture, like a pop cultural phenomenon for me. And it was at the perfect age because I was just like peak angsty teenager. It was perfect for me at the time. It really was.
And you know what, actually, since you brought it up, let's actually kind of get into that. So you texted me a question regarding songs and soundtracks and movies. And, you know, made a suggestion that I should bring it up as a question. And I thought about it, I was like, that's actually very good because like even that day or even sometime before then, I've created playlists around movie scores and songs that I've heard in movies and stuff like that. And I have a list here myself, but why don't we get us started? What are some of your favorite songs or scores from a movie?
It's so funny that we've already talked about the actual, like the movie Saturday Night Fever. Like we've talked about that movie, but there was a sequel, and I actually think
Sunday Night Fever.
But you missed it, Jackie.
No, it's okay.
My bad.
No, don't find it. Don't find it. Don't find it. That was cheesy. It wasn't.
No, the sequel was called Staying Alive. And I think that is the movie that Jamie Lee Curtis is, where you see her doing the jazzercise. Like, I think that's that movie.
It all comes back to itself.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But anyway, I wasn't allowed to see that movie either because there was like way too much sex in it. So, I mean, too many bodies moving and just too much. Like, so that was way too adult for me. But there was a song in that film by none other than Sylvester Stallone's brother, Frank Stallone. And the song was called Far From Over. And it's just this anthemic kind of like a Eye of the Tiger kind of song. I'm not going to hum it or sing it. But I remember sitting and waiting for that song to come on the radio because I thought it was so great. And then I would record it on my like tape recorder from the radio. And I just played it over and over and over again. So that was like the first song ever from a movie that I was just enamored with. Like I couldn't get enough of it.
I didn't even know Sylvester Stallone had a brother.
Me neither.
Mm-hmm.
And an artist, nonetheless. Wow.
Maybe Sylvester Stallone was like a producer on that film, and that's how that whole thing happened. I don't know, but
yeah.
I loved that song. So there was that one. And then, of course, like I watched a lot of like musicals when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the soundtracks from those films I really loved, like Annie.
Oh, man.
And Mary Poppins.
Love Mary Poppins.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had that written down as some of the songs, but Feed the Birds is just a beautiful song. And then like Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and all of the other songs that are in that movie. It's just incredible.
The impact that song has had on grade schoolers is phenomenal, honestly. Like, I mean, I can just remember people always asking you to spell that when they thought you couldn't spell.
Yeah.
Like, spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I was like, what? Like, is this? I don't know.
Just epic.
You love Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
Love her.
We recently just discovered that she was in the Princess Diaries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and she brought it up. She was like,
Queen of Genovia.
She was like, I was like, oh, it made so much sense.
Yeah.
It made so much sense why she would play that role. Some of the movies, or when, just going off of what you were talking about with like movies that just have like songs that get stuck in your head.
Mm-hmm.
I instantly think to Will Smith for some reason with Men in Black.
Yes.
Or Wild Wild West. I was obsessed with that song too for some reason.
Songs that are like made, like popular songs that are made to accompany movies is wild.
Yeah. That's
Maybe,
not a,
yeah.
I feel like that's not a, or it's kind of a thing now because like you still have your like James Bonds.
Oh, you still got Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish
writing
for
songs for Barbie.
Barbie. She wrote No Time to Die. She wrote the intro for and sung the intro for No Time to Die, which was a great song.
Yeah.
And now that I'm thinking about that, Adele with Skyfall. Oh my goodness.
So
and
good.
Sam, I want to say Wilson, but I feel like that's wrong. Sam Smith. With Writing on the Wall for Spectre. All beautiful songs. And songs I listen to frequently.
Yeah.
Some other songs that I thought of, Murder on the Dance Floor for Saltburn, of course.
Yeah.
That song is in my head
It's
all
like
the
20
time.
years old, too.
It's
20 years old.
That was crazy when I first saw it. But like I was like, that actually fits because I mean it was based in like 06 or something like that. The movie was.
Yeah.
And man, what a bop.
So good.
I love that
Did you start
song.
listening to her other stuff, too?
No.
Yeah,
no.
Groove Jet. Look up Groove Jet. It's so good.
Groove Jet.
Yeah, so good.
I'm writing most of these songs down that you already mentioned.
Yeah.
So, and
I'm sure you've heard it.
I probably have.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of stuff that I don't think I've heard,
Yeah.
and then that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
The next song, it was in Watchmen, Unforgettable, Nat King Cole.
Oh.
I had never. Maybe I had heard it at some point, but for some reason, it was like the beginning fight scene in the movie, and they're playing this song, and I'm just like, wow, what a beautiful song. So I looked that one up. That's something I play to this day.
So gorgeous.
If you ever seen Nobody, Steve Lawrence has a song in there called "I Gotta Be Me." Fantastic. It's kind of like an old Rat Pack. What is that style of music called?
Standards.
Standards?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, old music.
Just like Frank Sinatra and Standards.
Standards.
Wow. I never thought of a name. I'm like, is this pop?
I mean, back then it was.
60s pop?
That was popular music back then.
But this song is so good, Andrea. It's like a Frank Sinatra, My Way sort of thing.
Who sings that?
Steve Lawrence.
Okay.
It might have been originally sung by the other guy in the Rat Pack.
Dean?
No,
Sammy.
Sammy. Because when I looked up this song, or when I Shazammed it, it came up with a Steve Lawrence version, but when I looked it up, it came up with a Sammy Davis Jr. version. So don't know which one sung it first. I like the Steve Lawrence version, but man, powerful stuff. I listen to it every time I have a podcast to do. It sets me in the right mood, headspace. Everything Everywhere All at Once. This Is a Life by Sun Lux. That's that one song.
Yeah, I can hear it in my head.
Yeah, it's banger song. My Way of Life, Frank Sinatra. That was in Moon Knight, not Moonlight. Shrek 2, My Way, Frank Sinatra again. I tell you, I knew nothing of Frank Sinatra as a child, but there was this one like deleted scene, or not deleted scene, but there was like a game you could play at the end of the Shrek 2 DVD where it was like it's called Faraway Idol, and it had Simon Cowell, and he was like the judge and stuff like that. You got to judge the different fairy tale characters in the song that they did, and if you picked one of them, he would say, "Oh, you're wrong. It's me." And then Simon Cowell would sing My Way by Frank Sinatra. So that's the only reason I know that song, and that's another song that I've just cherished to this day. So Sweet Tooth on Wonka. Have you seen Wonka yet?
I have watched the new one.
Oh, did you love it? Did you love it? Did you hate it?
I watched it on your recommendation. It was all right.
No.
I thought it was just okay. I mean, you are talking to someone who grew up with the Gene Wilder version. So
I get it.
Unfortunately, that's just solidified in the brain forever and ever. Amen.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely not that version.
Yeah.
I don't think Wonka's better by any stretch, but I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Sweet Tooth. I still sing that in my head to this day. Have you got a sweet tooth? Me too.
There's some catchy tunes.
It's very catchy.
It's very catchy. It's very sweet. I thought it was a very sweet movie.
Yeah, but just not the crazy manic energy of a Gene Wilder. Yeah. For sure.
I mean, Willy Wonka was like certifiably insane.
Absolutely.
In the books. So
the books.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to read it
again.
Yep.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The other song I thought of was "Don't Want to Miss a Thing," Aerosmith.
Oh yeah.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
Man, what a banger.
Maybe like it was probably written for the movie too.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was written for that.
My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion. Come on.
That's on my list.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's just some songs that transcend time and space from movies.
Oh, there's this one song in Coyote Ugly.
Oh, Can't Fight the Moonlight?
Yeah.
Totally.
Love
Leanne Rimes.
song.
It's so good. It's so good. Like that you said Coyote Ugly and that I went straight to that song. I don't remember anything else about that movie, but I remember that song. Yeah.
Wild.
Yep.
Oh, and honorable mention Tarzan, the entire soundtrack.
Oh,
Phil
so
Collins?
good. Phil Collins.
Come on, man.
Best. Yeah.
He said, don't go too crazy. It's just a children's movie.
So I am a child of the 90s, right? Like
Yeah.
80s, 90s. I think I grew up in the best eras. And there was no better soundtrack when I was starting high school than from Robin Hood. And Bryan Adams sang a song for Everything I Do it for you.
Everything I do.
Oh my God!
Brian.
It was on the
know that
radio
song.
nonstop. It was just over and over. It was written for the movie, and it has my heart.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever.
I know you.
Maybe I've heard it.
Of course you
the
have.
song.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'll check it out. And then Eternals, which is the most recent Marvel movie. The song that I captured from this one was "The End of the World" by Skeeter Davis. This is a older song too, but like they kind
I
of
know that song.
Don't
Yep.
they know? Oh, it's just those types of songs really get me for some reason. I don't know. It's like a love ballad, but it's not like an 80s love ballad. It's just like it's kind of sad. It's got like this countryness to it.
Yeah.
I can sing that forever and ever. I sometimes I do. It's just a really good song.
Yeah.
Did you grow up on the original Hairspray with Ricky Lake?
I would say like I've seen the Ricky Lake version, but it wasn't in my vernacular. Like
Gotcha.
It wasn't in my hemisphere.
Did you see the new one? The newer one with John Travolta?
Yes.
How do you feel
Yeah.
about
I
that?
think they're fun.
Yeah,
I think they're really fun.
He hates seeing John Travolta as the mom.
It looks kind of weird to me, but like also they could have just found somebody else. I feel like. I mean, is John Travolta cool? Like, is he good in this movie? Like, I tried to watch it and I couldn't get into it. Is he good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Maybe I'll rewatch. I'm kind of iffy on musicals sometimes because sometimes they're really good and then sometimes it's long like Rent and I fall asleep. So then
I mean, it's blasphemous to think that a Broadway show could be made into, and I mean, a lot of Broadway goers would be like, don't do that ever. And they did that with A Chorus Line in the 80s. Like A Chorus Line is one of the most famous Broadway shows ever. And I was so little that there's no way I'm ever going to a Broadway show like in New York City. All I had were the movie versions like of Annie and A Chorus Line and even to a certain extent like Les Miserables. Like I was never going to be able to, and Phantom of the Opera, I was never going to be able to see those shows on stage. So like all I have are the movie versions and the soundtracks from those movie versions. And I still love them.
How do you feel about Wicked?
I was just about to ask that.
The new one coming out? I have some feelings about the choice of actresses.
Okay.
That's as far as I'll go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I do.
Well, we'll have to. I would love for all of us to see that, and then we'll just come back and see what that was about.
Yes.
What about? I don't think you've. I mean, I haven't seen it. Have you seen Cats?
I didn't watch the movie version. I thought that was not going to be a good idea.
Okay. I just thought I'd find out. I hadn't seen it either, to be honest. But
yeah, maybe one of the lowest scores on Rotten Tomatoes ever.
And then the last movie I have is Ocean's 11. Claire de Lune.
Oh yeah.
Claire de Lune. What a fantastic song.
I know you love that song. You asked me what it was when we met.
Yeah. When we were in training at Springs Preserve, I was like, "What is this?"
And I knew exactly what you were talking about.
It was this and the Flower Duet. Those are the two songs I remember from that training. And honestly, I play this song over and over sometimes, just when I'm at work or like I just need to hear something that like
it's beautiful.
Puts me at the most calm I've ever felt in my life. Beautiful song. Okay. All right. So we're at an hour.
Oh my
already.
goodness. Okay.
Not that we need to speed it up or anything because we still got 30.
Okay.
But we are going to get to. Let's go with. Let's actually wrap up the interview portion really quick.
Yeah.
So we talked about movies that have had an impact on you, or I asked you about that. And some of the movies you listed, Godfather, both of those are great. Shape of Water I've seen. I've never heard of Sense and Sensibility. What is this about?
Sense and Sensibility is an book adaptation by Jane Austen, who is, super old. But I share a birthday with her.
I was just about to say that. So, like, when I was doing the research for the movie dates, I looked up famous people with your same birthday, Jane Austen.
Yes.
Wow.
So
serendipitous.
It's made by Ang Lee. He's a really great director. I think he does book adaptations very well. It's a period piece. So it's along the lines of like Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, okay.
But Sense and Sensibility, I think, is a sweeter tale. And it's about sisters, and I love it. And the soundtrack for it is just gorgeous.
Okay.
So
I have to look into that.
Yeah.
And then Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I thought this movie was absolutely weird when I first saw it. And then, like, when you watch it again, you're like, it is weird. But
it's so memeable.
It's also hilarious.
It's just the most memeable.
Do chickens have large talons? Mm-hmm. It's a great movie. You also listen.
Stay home and eat all the chips, Kip.
Hey, Napoleon, give me some of your tots.
It's so good. There's so many one-liners.
Oh my
There's
God.
so many.
You think I look like a loser because I go home to Starla every night?
Uncle Rico.
Yeah. I love the way he slings that steak
That's
at Napoleon's head. He's like zips it. And I thought this was pretty interesting as well. You listed the Royal Tenenbaums, Good Will Hunting.
Yes.
Ocean's 11. All these movies were released in December. Mm-hmm. Who knew?
Yeah.
And then I also wanted to touch on this because I thought this was kind of bizarre. And I just wanted to make sure that you understood what I was asking here.
Okay.
So you said I asked you for some movies that you love that everyone else hates.
Okay.
You listed Titanic, Sleepless in Seattle, and Bridesmaids? Do people hate these movies?
Yes.
You know people who hate these
legitimately
movies.
hate Bridesmaids.
What?
Wait,
Yeah.
people hate Sleepless in Seattle?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Just because it's so unrealistic.
No.
It's a movie. It's a movie.
Yeah. I think that whole Nora Ephron that kind of whole rom-com era in the 90s, people are just like, they hate it. A lot of people really hate When Harry Met Sally, movies like that. Well, in my generation, they do.
No, it's just wild because I didn't see that movie until a few years or maybe like a year ago. So I love it now. But I can see that back then.
Yeah.
I can't even, I don't know. I just feel like, maybe now. Oh, I guess so. Because like in that time, that rom-com
era,
that being present for that is like, no.
Over and over and over.
But like, but like the Sleepless in Seattle, I loved it because there's been no rom-com like that where they're basically falling in love but have never met, in a way. Timeless. I loved it.
Pre-internet.
And
it's just good stuff.
But people hate Titanic? I've never heard this. I mean, at least no one I know hates Titanic. Do they hate it because it's long?
Maybe just because it's so commercial. It's James Cameron. I know a lot of people just are not a huge fan of his anyway. So I don't know. I think I saw Titanic 9 times in the theater.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that was like 20-year-old Andrea just living out her best life.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rose, Jack, Rose.
Yeah. Maybe saw it with like 5 different people.
Weren't you just
Loved
watching
it.
a podcast where they had a theory about Titanic and how like Jack is like a time traveler or something like that?
Oh, yeah. He just mentions a few things that don't line up, they say, for the times.
Wasn't it like he was mentioning stuff that hadn't been like...
Yeah.
Because if she would have jumped, they would have like turned the boat back around and then all those people would have never died or something like that.
I didn't even pay it much. I was like, this is just...
I kind of heard it just in the background.
Exactly.
I meant to go back to that to kind of
love the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. I mean, he's done a lot of...
The guy who directed it, I think you just said his name, James.
Yeah, James
He's never
Cameron.
directed something that wasn't sci-fi or something like that, or wasn't fantasy. So they were wondering what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did Avatar and
there you go.
Alien. Yeah.
That's interesting.
People don't like Avatar, too.
People don't.
Yeah.
What? Oh, I actually remember people saying that because they were like, it's just Pocahontas, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so let's get into this movie.
It'll take a while for my drum roll to load, so...
No.
By the way, though, I do love Bridesmaids. Just have to put that out there. I love it.
Bridesmaids is great. It's a fantastic comedy. I don't know why I don't own it now. To be honest, it's really good.
Melissa McCarthy,
well written.
It's her finest.
It is. That's peak Melissa.
It is. So good.
Very very good.
The minivan full of puppies.
I just like the. Is it the? It's the scene where they're at the trying on the dresses. That scene is hilarious.
It's too much.
I've never seen women in that type of like that nasty comedy scenario.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
good.
That's never something that you see with women, and for them to be going through that, that's
toilet
great.
humor.
Yeah, thank you.
So
thank
good.
You. Just need to have you on as like a as like a reference guy for my words almost.
I feel you, Jalen.
Yeah, I'm just I'm sometimes just jumbled in the brains for words. Okay, so the movie that I selected for you to watch was 1963's. You got the drum roll?
Yeah, I wish you would have.
Okay, I didn't watch that.
What? No, you're joking. Wait.
Which one did you watch?
Did you ask me to watch a movie called Charade? I watched something called Cascade.
Oh.
Oh no!
No. Wait, hold on. Let me check my messages because maybe autocorrect.
No, it's probably me.
No.
It's probably me.
No.
I couldn't believe that you asked me to watch this movie too. That is really unfortunate.
No, I said. Oh, okay, yeah. Because you said I haven't seen Charade, and then I said let's go with Charade. What is Cascade?
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Let's dive into it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, please.
I don't recommend it. And I thought
It's a thriller suspense movie.
It is
Rated R.
And I was like, why would he ask me to watch this? It's a thriller.
Horror
It's a thriller.
Okay. Who's in it?
And you said something earlier where I was like, oh, I did watch the right movie, because you said it's about like, it's after a heist. And this movie, Cascade, is after a drug deal.
What?
Like, it's a drug deal gone wrong. It is a 2023 movie. I think it probably was produced by Amazon, like a Prime movie.
No. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no. Who are these people? I'm looking at the cast.
Oh, my God.
I was like, oh, so I put it in. I was like, oh, it's Cascade. Okay. And he told me it was on Prime. So I watched it and I finished it and I was like, does he hate me?
Oh, no.
No. Oh,
I was like, I don't know why he would recommend this film to me.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Then I think you will be pleasantly surprised when you do see Charade.
Yeah, we'll have to.
I will come back and do an update for sure.
yeah.
But
No,
like, please
we'll do
don't,
This is funny. This
please
is great.
don't watch Cascade.
Oh my goodness.
Out of like 10, what is your Rotten Tomato score?
It was an easy 2.
Cascade. Let
Oh
me look
my,
at this.
it's awful.
Yeah,
it
I've
was
never-
awful.
A teenage
Sarah
girl.
Weiglass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some teens. You know, one might be pregnant. The other one is thinking of going off to college, and her boyfriend doesn't know yet.
Cascade. That is hilarious. I don't think that's great. To be
I
honest.
can't believe that it actually came up, and all I had to, but since it came up, I didn't think to like second guess it, right? You know,
I mean, you could type any movie in anywhere,
Yeah.
and you could probably find any movie named after a word. You know what I mean? Just we could probably go like, well, no, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to say Charade is Audrey Hepburn
And Cary Grant.
I would have loved it.
I know.
I would have loved everything about it. Oh my God.
Okay,
What?
so I'll save my notes.
Yeah, we won't. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah,
we'll
Okay.
say nothing more
Well-
about that one. Everything else, but this is great though.
Wait, did you say charade?
We're like, yeah.
Wait, what
like
did you?
that.
I was like, what?
It's like
I can see like the panic in your eye. You're like,
What's that? It's like fraud protection. Fraud protection. Yeah, fraud protection. That is great.
I finished the movie, and I may have been doing other things while I was watching the movie because I was so
Understandable.
disinterested.
Understandable.
And I was like, I don't know why he would. Did he like this?
does he hate me?
Does he? Did he like this?
Listen.
This has got to
Oh
be
my
a
goodness.
joke. I thought that you were messing with me.
I would have thought the same, to be honest.
Yeah, I
That's
thought you were
hilarious.
messing with me, and that you were trying to get me to come onto your podcast and say awful things.
I mean, if I recommend a movie that you hate,
Mm-hmm.
please. I mean, I think that's a part of the ebb and flow of the show. I mean, I haven't had one yet.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, but like, you know, if you hated the movie, you hated the movie. I'm glad to know that you didn't.
Do not watch it. Yeah, don't watch it.
Maybe I should watch it.
Please don't.
I mean,
Do not waste. It's like an hour and a half of your life you'll never get back.
I'm just saying, like, if I could watch it, then maybe we just come back. We talk about Cascade and Charade.
It only has an audience score on Rotten. There is no.
Well, I mean, if it's released on Prime, they probably haven't put it out in theaters, and I doubt
That's
that
funny.
any critics will be just watching that on a whim.
The main villain in the movie is an older lady, and then like her homie is this redhead guy that's balding and has a ponytail. He tries really hard to be menacing. You can just tell that like these are actors that were so excited to get this job.
I think I will watch it.
Oh my God.
I think I will.
At least a little bit.
I think I will watch it because
Or like a
I
breakdown.
want to experience what you're experiencing.
Oh my
you watch the movie that I recommended,
Yes.
and then we'll come back and talk about them both.
Yeah.
We'll do like a compare and contrast. Not that they're anything alike. Maybe they're not.
Yeah.
That's wow. I can't wait for the next episode.
Yeah.
To be honest. I'm like,
Stay tuned, y'all.
Yeah.
right. Stay tuned. Okay. Well, while we're here,
Yeah.
I do have other questions that I like to ask at the end of the podcast episode, and this actually is really good because we're already at time.
Yeah.
So it helps us all.
Yeah.
So, first question is, what's the
First
best
failure
movie?
on the podcast.
No,
That's
no,
good. Yeah.
no.
Sorry.
No.
People are going to enjoy this episode.
Yeah, this is great.
This is great. When people hear this twist, it's gonna be phenomenal.
Stay tuned, y'all.
Right, stay tuned.
I'll be back.
It's more content for me, honestly. I mean, I'm like running out of people to ask to be on the show. Not really, but
oh
I mean,
my goodness.
Okay, so my second to last question. What's the best movie you've never seen?
Oh my gosh.
What's a movie that people are just telling you have to watch this, and you just haven't gotten around to it?
Wow, that's a really great question.
I got it from a podcast. Thanks. Shout outs to No Buffs, or not No Buffs, No Dunks.
Well, you start so I can think about it.
Best movie I've never seen?
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Okay, I've never seen those either.
People are telling me I need to watch it,
and I worked
Terminator.
with a lovely fellow who is obsessed. Like, if you need him for your pub trivia, just give me a call because he will answer all of those questions.
Really?
At trivia night. Yeah, he knows everything about J.R.R. Tolkien.
He's read the books.
He's done it. He's been to the grave site. Shout out to Guy. Like, I work with him and he's amazing.
Shout out to Guy.
He loves Lord of the Rings.
I love that.
Yeah.
What about Dune? Have you seen Dune?
I haven't seen it yet.
That might be the greatest movie you've never seen.
Really?
Both? Wait, one or two, or just or both?
Can I be real honest with you?
Uh-oh.
Go for it.
The reason I have not watched Dune yet is because it's so beige.
And
Why is it so beige?
in the desert.
I think you have to trust the director on this.
Yeah, you have. Have you seen Arrival? Have you seen any other Denis
Villeneuve?
Yeah. Have you ever seen any of his other movies?
Maybe one.
Prisoners. You've seen Prisoners.
Maybe.
Is that his?
I'm not sure.
That's not him.
Oh,
No, it is him. I think.
not sure.
I'll look it up.
It's really brown, though. I get it.
It's really brown,
It's so
but
beige. Everything's beige in that it's like fried food, right? It's just all beige.
that's a good description.
And I love Zendaya. I love her.
Are you going to see the new movie she's coming out with, Challengers?
About the tennis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll see that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
here for it. Woman empowerment. You
Yep.
know?
Mhm.
Blade Runner 2049. He did that one too.
Oh, I loved that.
Well, if you've seen Blade Runner, you'll like Dune. I mean, I haven't seen 2049, obviously. Sicario, you've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
And
the second
Prisoners.
one.
He did
Yeah.
Prisoners too. So you can trust that these movies are good. Don't watch Dune yet, but it's probably the greatest movie you've never
I'm
seen.
having a really hard time thinking about a movie that I should have seen.
Well-
I haven't.
Well, when you come back,
Yeah. I'm going to have to think about it.
Yeah.
And maybe look at my watch list and see what I've got on there because my IMDb has a whole list of.
are
That's
you
a
are you
great
are you on?
idea.
I already have a list.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Oh.
Do you have Letterboxd?
No, I do not.
It's another like movie lovers app
Ooh.
where people kind of like congregate and
Excellent.
say stuff. They got great comments on this on Letterboxd.
Okay, I have it.
I was looking at what is it?
I have never seen The Lion King.
No. Oh,
That's definitely
Live action or
okay, you don't.
I haven't seen live. I mean, I've heard a lot of the live action because Beyonce. But I have not seen the animated feature. Someone has even given me a copy of it, and I still haven't watched it.
That's so funny. That's exactly what happened to me with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
My friend Gilbert gave me.
Do you know who gave me the copy? Jace.
Jace gave you the copy. Do you still have it?
I do.
Shout outs to Jace.
I know. What's up, Jace? Where you been?
And maybe you should watch it.
Okay.
It's
The animated or the live action?
animated.
Okay.
You cannot watch the live action. I mean, you can, but it's not the same. It's not the
Okay.
same. You don't get the same emotion in the face because they're live action lions. So
Yeah.
it's not the same.
Okay.
You're actually the second person to come on this podcast and say that they've never seen The Lion King.
I've never had a Big Mac either.
What? What's that about?
Yeah. That's just.
Well, you you eat burgers.
No, you want to hear something really gross?
What?
When we went to McDonald's when I was little, I only had the Filet-O-Fish.
You just like
My mom and I still joke about
My
it.
mom-
She's
my
like,
mom
"What
loves
was
the
that?"
Filet-O-Fish.
I'm like,
What was that?
"What was that?"
You're like, I like tartar sauce.
I
I
just
guess.
wanted the
Five.
Filet-O-Fish. Who did that? Did anyone do that? It was me.
Move out the way, Big Mac. I see a fillet of fish with my name on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think you should watch it strictly because of the score. The score is
Lion
done
King?
by Hans Zimmer. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, Hans is king for me.
I couldn't believe. We talked about this before too, but
I
I
went and
couldn't believe
saw the live Hans Zimmer show. It was amazing.
they're bringing
He's
it
going on
back.
tour.
They're bringing it back.
That was Jalen's reaction. He ran out of the bathroom.
I said,
It is so worth it. It does not matter how much it costs.
Yeah.
Like, don't sit in the front. You have to sit up in the back, like
Yeah.
so that you can hear all of the instruments. You can't be like in a very specific part of the auditorium. You have to be in the back so that all of the sounds come at you. It was so good.
We have to go.
You have to go.
So many
where?
movies. I don't. Well, I saw New York and L.A., but I mean that's obvious, right? But I think he's doing like 17 other places.
Oh my God, I'm there.
I feel like Vegas has to be on that list, right?
Oh, it was so good.
It's like
September 29, Las Vegas, Nevada,
Is it Park MGM?
Resorts World.
I'm there.
I am so
I am
there.
there. What's the ticket cost look like? You think?
Whatever it is, it's worth it.
It doesn't matter.
311's the cheapest.
Yep.
Sheesh. Okay.
I mean, 6 years ago, I think we paid $250 a piece.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the man's got hits.
He's not just gonna like press a button and say, this
It
is
No,
it,
no,
right?
he does it live. He does it live. He's like conducting an entire orchestra.
It's so many instruments that you never would imagine made that noise, all combined together to make Inception.
I'm Interstellar, baby.
Oh my God.
The Lion King.
It's so good.
That's just 3. I mean,
I still have
never-
recordings on my phone.
Oh,
Holy
I
shit.
cannot wait.
So good.
I have to go.
Yeah.
I have to go. All right, last question.
Yes.
And maybe I'll say this for next time. So if you don't have an answer,
Okay.
we'll come back. What movie would you like to recommend to me to watch?
I will have to think about that.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've already like rattled off like 18 of them today that
Yeah.
you haven't seen. So
I'll probably watch the Royal Tenenbaums before you
Royal
come back.
Tenenbaums, really,
I'll
yeah.
probably watch that before you.
I'm-
Find something else.
yeah, I'll think of something else.
Yeah.
I guess the last movie I want to, really talk about from my childhood
Mm-hmm.
is a movie that no one has ever seen, and it's another dance film. And I just want you to go watch a few clips on YouTube.
Okay.
I go back and watch it now, and shout out to my ex stepbrother Casey, because we used to watch it together all the time. It's called Fast Forward. It is so awful. It's so terrible.
It sounds like you want revenge
It's
for
so bad.
recommending Cascade.
It's so bad.
I love that she just
Fast
sat here so nice and calm the
Yeah.
entire interview.
forward. And
And she hated the movie.
I did.
It's just so funny.
Yeah. I thought you set me up.
I really can't wait to like re-listen to this and then rewatch it just so I could get through. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Cascade. Okay.
So, like in the movie
Fast
Fast Forward, there's a scene. Like, I want you to just, when you get onto YouTube, look for the dance club scene.
Dance club scene. Okay.
Yep. Because that was like the best dancing that I had ever seen at that age. And you're just gonna laugh your ass off. It's the best dancing I'd ever seen. I was like, that's gonna be me one day. Yeah. So everyone, please go and look at that, because it is a sight to behold.
Cool. I will definitely watch that when I get home, and I'll let you know what I think.
Yeah.
I'm also going to watch Cascade because I just have to know. I have to know. I'm so interested now. All right. Well, that was episode.
Add to your question.
Okay.
Best documentary. Yeah.
Best
That's something that I do want to know from you, is what's the best documentary you've ever seen?
It's probably what is
We got to give credit for the documentary.
Super Size Me?
Oh,
Is that a
yeah?
It is.
Yeah.
I've seen a few. So that probably An Inconvenient Truth. I thought that was really good.
Yeah. What about you, Jack?
13th. I think that was good. I think that's what it's called.
I can't think of it. I'll have an answer for you next time.
Okay.
But we did watch that Tiger Woods
That wasn't a documentary.
No. But we were talking about earlier about the like biopics, and he wasn't really involved, so that kind of sucks.
It's not a biopic. I wouldn't call it a biopic.
A little bit.
No. That's
a
not
biopic series.
It's not a biopic because no one is portraying Tiger Woods. It's just people who are related to Tiger Woods in some way talking about Tiger Woods. That's not a biopic. But they do need one on Tiger.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be good.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's got to be there.
Yeah. We need a Kobe Bryant one too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
110%.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one. Real good. He's got a great story.
Did they do one for Michael yet? Mike Jack?
Air.
Oh,
Michael Jackson? Oh, no, that's
yeah.
coming out soon.
Yeah.
That's in the works. Like, that's going to be released.
His grandkid is playing him.
Yeah.
And he sounds exactly
It's so funny
like
that
him.
you say that because I think it's ready for release.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming out soon.
Someone famous, someone really interesting is playing Joe Jackson. Look it up. Michael Jackson's dad. Someone really famous and awesome is playing Joe Jackson.
Forrest Whitaker. I don't know that for sure. I'm just guessing.
Jack's Magic Fingers. And
they keep talking about the old movie.
Oh, okay.
No worries. We'll get it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up episode 4, part 1. It's kind of like it's kind of like a Denis Villeneuve thing because he's got a part 2 for Dune. So we will see you next time on the Movie Matchmaker podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe wherever we're at and stuff like that. So see you.